Hello to you and your homegirls. What's up? It's me, your girl, Chris. We're here with Makeup and Coffee. You get a winter kiss, you get a winter kiss, you get a winter kiss. Good morning, if this aligns with your morning. Let's get into it. I'm going to be using this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I've grown to love this stuff. I used to think it was absolutely ridiculous, but I like it now. Taste change. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Mine is in the color Sunkissed. I really enjoy it. I like it a lot. I'm deciding not to speed this up because makeup and coffees are meant to be very quick and to the point. But I'm deciding to, I usually chop this up and edit it up and just put the important stuff in and then do my voiceover. But then I find myself rushing through my words when I want to do the voiceover. So I'm deciding to voiceover as I go. I do not want to take up too much of y'all time, especially with a makeup and coffee. These are meant to be straight to the point. If you want to chit chat and talk more, makeup and therapy will be more your speed. I will add it to a cards. It'll be a playlist in the cards. But I want to talk over cream bronzer because I want to say thank you so much for a quarter subscribers. We're actually at 26, but I was very excited to get to 25, a quarter. I'm going to celebrate. There is no such thing as small wins to me. A win is a win is a win. And I am so grateful for the people that are here. I ask for your engagement. I ask that you tell me what you want to see from me. Very, very happy you're here. My videos are meant to be aligned with people that want this content. So thank you so much for being here. I'm so very grateful. I'm just further blending the bronzer here with a different brush. I am a serial over blender, and that's why I can't do my makeup in under an hour. I don't care how simple the look is. I'm gonna be sitting there blending for 45 minutes. I am who I am who I am. All right, I'm going to talk over Sped Up Foundation. I knew exactly what I wanted to do for base today. We're using the Juvia's Place. What is this stuff called? I Am Radiant. This is their Radiant foundation. It's really, really beautiful. It's one of those ones that I kind of have on standby for special occasions. I was just in this mood. I was in the mood for prettiness. The base is 50% Juvia's. I am going in with the Juvia's I Am Magic Concealer. Mine is in the color 12. You've seen me scraping my little travel size. I finally threw it away and cracked open another one. And that's going to be the concealer for today. I love this color. It's so pretty. So the base ate today, if I do say so myself. I just wanted something really pretty. I'm on the way to work, and this is the last day of work before I'm off for the holiday. So I just wanted to serve a little holiday glam, a soft little glam. This is definitely going to be a soft glam. It turns out so pretty. I can't wait to get to eyes. 8. I love Juvia's so much. It would have been 100% Juvia's, but BRB for the Ulta order. Yeah, you see what type of time I was on? I was pulling out the nice shit. I really was on my glam energy. I was disgusted that powder would look the way that it did. But that's the type of time I was on. That is the Givenchy Prisme Libre. Mine is in Papalina Mimosa. You have to be very light-handed with this stuff because it could be very drying. I also want to address why I voice over my makeup routine. One, I'm neurodivergent and I cannot talk and do my makeup at the same time. I'm going to go in with my BH Cosmetics Nude Ego face palette. I'm giving Miss Forget-Me-Not a break for the holidays. I actually love this face palette, and that's why I wanted to get the Forget-Me-Not, is because I was using this too much and I was getting bored of it. But there are some beautiful bronzers in this palette. I'm gonna mix the two I'm pointing out on this Unearthly. I think this is an 8-14. I'll confirm. That brush is epic for bronzer. It's really a unique shape and it's perfect for bronzer. But yeah, what I was saying about I cannot talk and do my makeup at the same time, I've tried, and it just doesn't work out. I will forget steps. I'll get confused. I mean, if we were like in the same room, I can do that. I can talk to someone and have a conversation while doing my makeup. But like talking to the camera and doing my makeup, it's too much brain power for me, and I can't do it. I also want to address that I already mentioned that I'm neurodivergent, and I want this to be a safe space, a comfortable place, a fun place for other people with neurodivergencies, personality disorders, mood disorders. I'm kind of here to help with that and hope I can soothe you in any way, give you any tips about that. And I format my videos in the way that I do to kind of be about a body double. I love doing my makeup. I'm gonna contour my nose or bronze up my nose. I love doing my makeup while watching someone else do their makeup, and that's called a body doubling technique, which is awesome for people with ADHD. Just having someone doing the same thing as you're doing can help with motivation in completing that task. So I tag a lot of my videos body doubling, and I hope that this reaches the audience that I'm trying to reach. So yeah, that is why I voice over my makeup. I record on my phone, so when you guys see me looking away, I'm looking at my laptop. I'm usually watching a movie, something on Netflix, something to keep me entertained while I'm doing my makeup. I'm gonna set the face after powder, as always. All right, I decided to do powder brows today. I was in a mood this morning. Like, I really wanted to get into the makeup. I was very excited about the eye look I was about to try, and I was just really into it. I was going for my favorite stuff, and it was a joy. It was a complete pleasure. I will mention that I usually get disturbed, not in a bad way, or just pulled away from my makeup in the morning, because at the time that I'm doing it, I'm just trying to prep for my day. And if I haven't mentioned it on any of my other makeup videos, I'm using my Unearthly Warms My Blood palette. This is such a special palette to me. I enjoy it so much. And I'm going to use the darkest brown in there for my eyebrows. But yeah, I usually sit down to do my makeup around 7-ish, 7 something. And like I mentioned, it takes me an hour at least to do my makeup. And if I hadn't mentioned before, I don't have any kids, but I am my mom's caregiver. And when I'm getting ready to go to work, I'm about to an aide is on their way to my house. So it's I have to kind of make sure I'm working in a timely manner so that, by the time the aide comes, I'm already done. That's very rarely the case. But I do also put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because my makeup time is just such escapism, and I probably have said this already and should be saying this on a I'll look at my watch over and over again to make sure that I'm doing okay time-wise. And managing time is difficult for someone with ADHD. But I just try to make sure that I'm working at a timely pace and that I can, be somewhat done before the aide comes. But I've mentioned that makeup time for me is such a time of escapism and joy and creativity. I put the phone on Do Not Disturb, and I really am seeking not to be disturbed. I deal with a lot when I'm not sitting down and doing this makeup, so it's kind of just my time. And that's very important when you have a lot on your plate. When you are an important person to other people, you have to have something for yourself. And this is just the chosen thing for myself. We getting very makeup therapy in this makeup and coffee, but bear with me. This is why I didn't speed up the brows. Yeah, it sucks when I get pulled away from the makeup, but it is what it is. I don't have any kids, so I'm not used to not being able to do what I want to do, so it's just something I'm getting used to. I watch Beauty in the Fridge, who I love so much. Hi Kara, if you're watching this, I love you and you inspire me so much. But I love watching her do her makeup. Her kids walk in on her all the time. Her man walks in on her all the time. Like, I'm a very solitary person, and I like my time to myself. I have introverted tendencies. So when I'm kind of like taken away from this, it kind of pulls me out of my element. But again, that's just an attribute of ADHD. We hyper focus disorder. I'll speed up the second brow, but I'm really excited about this channel and what we're about to get into. I have so many ideas. It's gonna be lit. All right, we're finishing up the brows here. I'm gonna go in with the NYX Lift and Snatch pen. Mine is in espresso, and I'm just filling in some sparse areas, and we'll be done with brows. Okie dokes. I am going to cut my brow with the same concealer I used, the Juvia's Place one. I'm just going to speed that up. I always ask this, how are you all? How's everyone feeling? Hope everyone's well. I wanted to mention this BH. This is the BH Flat Definer. BH has some fire brushes. I love BH brushes. I've seen a couple, Marshall has some heat right now. I've seen a couple singles being sold at Marshall's. If you see a BH single cop, if you see a BH brush set cop, I've also been seeing some Sigma sets at Marshall's too. So check your local Marshall's and TJ Maxx if you are looking for some good brushes. I love brushes. I just posted a clean my brushes with me. I'll put it in the cards, and it was very litty. All right, for eyeshadow base, I'm gonna go on with the Playing in Makeup by Yolando's eyeshadow base. Mine is in the color H. I'm gonna go into my Makeup by Mario eye prep and prime set, whatever, to set it. All right, and palette of the day is Chucky X Glam Light Crazy in Love. This palette is so cute. I love this palette. This is the color story. Look at that. Girl. I love this palette. I actually bought this full price off of Glamlight's website. They actually sold out. And then when they restocked, I bought it immediately. I love this palette. This palette is it can be a little difficult. And I also wanted to use all my Blend Buddy brushes today. I haven't really put them to the test, so we're gonna have them shine their light, see what they're about today. Yeah, the Chucky X Glam Light is a very beautiful color story. I knew upon seeing it that I had to have it, but it is a challenging color story because it's a very, 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 very deep and dark. It's the most deep, dark, gothic palette that I have in my collection, but that's exactly what I needed for this look. All right, we're gonna start with the Blend Bunny B5 in this shade as my transition. It's called Scarier Than Ever. It's like a deep mauve, a deep pink leaning mauve. This color story is so special. Glamlight did that. Dope. I love Glamlight because they're not scared to go deep. But this palette, child, is the epitome of deep. Okay, I do want to say that I'm doing this voiceover in a bit of chaos. I've mentioned before, I am an NYC resident. Another reason why I constantly do voiceovers is because there's always something going on in my background. Currently, my neighbor is blasting music and I can hear it in my apartment, so I don't know how much of that is going to be picked up here. But yeah, I'm also watching The Color Purple, so. All right, we're just going to put this shade Scarier Than Ever all throughout the crease. And with these Blend Bunny brushes, I mentioned in my Blend Bunny unboxing, I'll put it in the cards, that this brush set is color coded. It's in a gray scale, and you're supposed to start light to dark. And this white handled brush is supposed to be like your base color. It's pretty good. It is pretty good for laying down into the crease. And there you have it. Very good transition. It didn't come off as deep as I thought it would, because this palette kind of scares me. But then again, I did set my eye this time, so that could be it. All right, next we're going to go into B1, the complete opposite of B5. But it's just smaller than B5. And we're gonna go into this deep dark gray. It's called It's Time to Play. And it's basically black. It's just super, super deep. It's really pretty. I'm glad that I chose this color rather than the black. I'm gonna put my inspiration pick up on the screen. Such a beautiful eye look. And when I saw the eye look, I knew immediately, like, this Chucky palette. I wouldn't be surprised if the girl in the inspo pick used this Chucky palette, because it's these colors. So yeah, I'm putting this deep shade in my outer corner with this B1 brush. Yeah, the fluffies are cool. I like the fluffies. They're fine. So we're gonna place this down and we're gonna head over to the crease very shortly. All right, I'm picking B5 back up. I don't think I swiped it over on the Sigma. If you guys ever see me blankly staring into space, I'm trying to choose a color. I'm gonna go into Let's Be Friends, and it's like this very pretty desaturated mauve purple, this deep purple. So pretty. I love these shades. Like, I love a shade that's difficult to explain, because that means it's special. So I'm just gonna overlay the deep gray with this plummy color, plummy mauvey gray color, and kind of bring that into the crease, deepen the crease with that shade. And then we're gonna get that in there, and then we're just gonna melt it together. I used this blending technique in another video, which I actually hate and I might delete, but the technique comes from this really talented YouTuber that I'll link below, Zay Beauty Channel. She's so good. She's awesome. I won't link products, but I will link YouTubers. Hello. I just freeze framed that crease. We getting where we supposed to go. Glamlight is just that girl for this palette. All right, I deviated from the Blend Bunny brushes to go into my BH Small Precision just to blend my crease together, get all those colors to become one, get rid of that crease line. And I'm really, really, really into this blend. Such a pretty blend. And again, I have to give Zane the credit for this blending technique. It's so pretty. I'm usually a light to dark type of girl. Look at that. I usually work light to dark, but she works dark to light. I still like getting my transition down, but then I'll hop straight to dark from there when I'm using this technique. I'm going back in with the B5, which is the fluffiest of the Blend Bunnies, And I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Gonna go into Let's Be Friends, the little purpley mauve, and then I'm going to blend it out with my BH Small Precision. Sometimes when I see pretty eye looks, I'm like, that girl's eyes are just pretty, but this is actually a pretty ass eye look. And I'm so glad for the inspiration because this palette really has me stumped. I like contrast in an eyeshadow palette and in an eye look, and this is just a deep palette. There's no light to dark, it's just dark. So I was really stumped. All I can think of was like some pretty smoky eyes. So this inspo was awesome. All right, we're gonna go into, this is a B3, and this is a special brush. I don't have anything like it. It's a pencil with a slant and a pointed tip, which is cool. I'm going back into Scarier Than Ever because I had to go back to my inspo pic and realize that she kind of had some halo energy going. So I'm gonna bring my transition shade into the inner corners and bring in my crease shade as well, just to deepen up the inner corner. And then on the lid, we're gonna get sparkly and pretty and glammy. But yeah, this B3 is special. I don't have anything like it. We're gonna use it a couple more times here. I will say though, that I, just off of first impressions, I think these Blend Bunny brushes are very stiff, and maybe that's not a bad thing. And maybe I just have to wash them a little bit. All right, I thought I was gonna go into B4, but that's a no. I'm gonna go into, this is a Morphe X Nyan FF6. I love this brush. And once I got my, we're going back into my crease shade, Let's Be Friends, the little plummy color. And we're gonna put that into the transition corner that we just created. But yeah, this set, a lot of the brushes remind me of this Morphe brush. And this is just a precision fluffy, which I really, really like. This is a great brush. But what I was saying about the Blend Bunny brushes is that they're just a little stiffer than I would like. Maybe they just need to be broken in and washed a few times. But I mentioned in my brush cleaning video, I am a little bit sensory sensitive. So I don't get along with spiky, hard brushes. We're gonna go back into my BH Small Precision, and we're gonna go into this, it's a cranberry shade. It's called Till Death Do Us Part. And I'm gonna take that like up into the inner crease, kind of like the bronzing area. The inspo pic, she really had that like rosied up and red up. That look is just so pretty. It's a very like gothic and scary and kind of like raw skin colors, but it was just so beautiful. Her blend was just gorgeous. I went very light-handed with this shade because, again, this palette kind of terrifies me. And I probably should have went, have it show up a little bit more, but I'm okay with it. And I'm definitely gonna do this look again, so next time I won't be so scary. But yeah, these brushes, I kind of have to have them in my collection and use them a bit more to form my opinions. Right now, I just think that they're just harsher than what I'm used to when it comes to brushes. I like a soft, sweet brush. That's very nice to me. I'm gonna take this BH Cosmetics fluffy brush. This one is Peridot from the Birthstone collection. These are like the prettiest brushes in my collection. Fun fact, I don't like white bristles, but I give this collection a pass because the handles are absolutely stunning. But I like to go in with a clean fluffy to blend because I'm a blendaholic. All right, we're gonna do a base shimmer. I'm using this, I don't know how to explain this. It's called Chucky and Tiff Forever. It's a very cool toned, don't know how to explain it. It's really pretty though. The shimmers in this palette are very sparkly. I love that about this. And then there's various types of formulas in this palette. So this is just a really fun palette. It's just very dark. You gotta be into this very deep vibe. Oh, this is a BH fluffy shader. This one is also from that Birthstone set. It's the opal one, and it's one of the most beautiful brushes in my collection. This handle is stunning. This brush set is so pretty, so beautiful. All right, we're gonna go back into Unearthly Warms My Blood, and I'm gonna take this pink shimmer down at the bottom. It's called Human. The shimmers in this palette are completely out of pocket. That's another Morphe X Diane, that's a packer. And I'm gonna place that over top that indescribable Chucky and Tiff Forever shade. The shimmers in this palette are just crazy. There's insane multi-chromes, duochromes. The formulas are just nutty. And it's also just different formulas. They have some crazy sparkly ones and some more subdued ones. This Human shade is one of the more chilled out, relaxed ones. But this is a Unearthly special edition that I was luckily able to get my hands on from Mercari. And I watched Queen of the Damned over and over and over again during this Halloween season. So I'm very happy to own this. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the brown shade I used on my brows is called Alone. And if you're just not familiar, this theming is from the Queen of the Damned movie. On the cover is Miss Aaliyah, aka Akasha herself. Alright, y'all know I don't fool around too much with my lower lash line, but baby girl had this really pretty red lower lash line, so I was trying to mimic that. With the Warms My Blood palette, I'm going in with a liner brush into this red shade, the richer of the two red shades in this palette. It's called Marius, and I'm going to place that in the inner part of my lower lash line. I really had to keep referencing her picture because she had a lot going on. It was a really intricate, really pretty details in her eye look, and I'm happy with what I ended up with. Baby, this turned into the palette Olympics. I employed so many of my palettes to get this look off. I'm gonna go back into Chucky, and we're going to our transition shade, the Scarier Than Ever, and I'm gonna use that to smudge out that red that I just put on my lower lash line, just to kind of like get it to match the tone of her red. I mean, I could have used that cranberry shade that I used, but I really was trying to get it to be spot on. And as always, I ended up being out of frame. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I ended up switching back over to the B3, that special pencil with the slant and the point. That point is serving to be very handy for lower lash line work. It's very precise. So again, this B3 is a special brush. This is a Morphe H2, and I'm going into my deepest shade, the It's Time to Play, the gray / black, and I'm gonna lay that down in my outer lower lash line. And you guessed it, I was out of frame, but after placing the dark shade down, I went back into the B3. It really helps blend lower lash line. So I think this brush might help me get more comfortable with the lower lash line. Bear in mind, I am a beginner. I've only been wearing eyeshadow this year. So some things I'm just not comfortable with, but I was really liking it. I'm not used to seeing myself with lower lash line work. Okay, so baby girl had a popping inner corner highlight. So I went into the Danessa Lightworks palette, Lightwork 5. I went in with the shade called Loved. In Danessa's palette, she has the slip sheet and it tells you what type of formula it is. This is a silk press shifter. I don't know. It was a bit too dark for what I was going for. I wanted something really like light and pink and popping, and I couldn't really find it. Danessa kind of let me down in this application. I'm switching over to the B2, which is a very blunt pencil. It doesn't really taper off or point. It's just very blunt. So I'm using that to place a little bit more of that Loved shade into the inner crease and trying to get it to pop more. Okay, so I wanted to highlight my brow bone and I decided to go into this centered shade. This is a Fusion Flake and I was struggling with this formula. It would not pick up on a brush and it wouldn't lay down on my brow bone. So I don't know if this is the formula everyone was complaining about in the last Lightwork palette, but this one let me down. Honestly, Danessa really let me down in this application. It could be like a finger thing. I'm not the type to really put my fingers in my palettes and put it on my face. I just don't like that kind of application. So I end up switching to something else for the brow bone because this just was not getting the job done. All right, so I switched palettes again. This is my Uma Beauty Salute to the Sun. I love this palette. It's really, really, really fun, and I'm so happy to be featuring it. I'm not sure if Uma Beauty is still Black owned. Not sure. I think she sold her company. But I love this palette as a shimmer palette. I'm gonna go into this shade. It's called NWB. Also, as a neurodivergent, this is why I like shade names so much, and I love when palettes make me do my Googles. In this palette, the shade names are all the names of ancient Egyptian pigments. So yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool packaging, cool theme. Love the packaging. Dope, 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 dope across the board. The shimmers are very sparkly and pretty. I like using this as a face palette. I like using it to highlight, and I like using it as blush, as you will see as we get further into the look. I know I have y'all here for a long time. We're almost done. And I'm going into that shade in my inner corner too. It's helping that Danessa shade pop a little more and adding a little bit more glitz and glam. I love my Sigma E45 Max for last minute crease blending and just having like that upper crease area just melted down. All right, I did decide to do a small baby wing with my e.l.f. liner, but of course I was out of frame. So again, I apologize. Okay, so my crazy tail self decided to put on some lashes. These are the Lashes for Days by Pro Beauty Essentials. This is in the style So Natural. But I am crazy and found some lashes, but then lost them and then went into a panic looking for them. I lost one, but the other one was there. So I was like, let me just put this one on and calm down, and then I'll look for the second one. All right, I'm going to speed it up because I'm not going to subject y'all to my trauma, but I wouldn't wish losing a lash on my worst enemy. It truly is nightmarish. Like, I had other lashes, but I didn't want to break into the box and get another lash when I just had the lash in my hand. Girl, I ended up finding it. It was on my Sigma switch, which is black. Girl, the ghetto. All right, I'm gonna speed up the second lash, but what do you guys think about the eye? I love it so much. It was a lot of work for essentially just a neutral eye, but I think it's beautiful and I enjoyed doing it. All right, I'm gonna take this ColourPop brown liner. It's in the color Grande, I believe, and I picked this up from Rose Ink Beauty. I always say this, I don't know her name. I know her name is Rose. I'm not sure of her channel name. She gives such good tips, and she's like, you know, you gotta line that little inner corner area in between your lash and your inner corner. So I'm putting some brown liner in there, and it does kind of make it more cohesive. All right, by this time my aide had arrived because I was spending so long on my makeup. My lash application was not the best, but I'll take it. Y'all see me getting frustrated because once the aide's there, then, you know, I'm gonna be pulled away over and over again. I'm gonna melt in my lashes with the lashes with I was just being over observant of my own behavior, but I'm melting in the lashes with the falsies with, what is this, the Essence Lash Princess. This is the waterproof one. I have to go through and switch out my mascaras. I have a bunch coming in from Ulta, so we'll do that together. We're gonna do like a little declutter together. Bottom lashes, and then we're gonna set the brow and we'll be done with the eyes. All right, we're gonna go back into the Salute to the Sun palette. I'm gonna use it as a blush as well. We are going to go into this red shade. It's called Red Ochre, and I'm gonna use that in the temples. I'm gonna go into this mauve shade. It's called Wardy, and I'm gonna put that one on the apples of the cheek. For a highlight, I'm going to go into this gold. It's called Nebu. Again, remember, these are the names of ancient Egyptian pigments. And this is a Zoeva highlighting brush. That's pretty AF, if I do say so myself. Because I'm an extra bitch and I just love the way that these sparkle, I'm going to go back into the NWB shade and overlay that gold. I like melting my highlight and my blush and everything together. Again, I'm an over blender and I just like how everything just looks when it's all fused together. I'm so sorry, but that eye is eating to me. I'm so sorry. So pretty. Sexy AF. We're gonna set the brows with the Essence Fix It Like a Boss. It's just the first thing I saw, and I was kind of rushing at this point. So we're setting the eye with this. Setting the eyebrow with this. Y'all, I suck at lips, so I'm just gonna spare y'all the drama. I mostly just use Juvia's Place, the Candy Shop Neapolitan, and this is the Moira Glow Getter Lip Oil in Tickled Pink, and it was a nightmare, so I cut it out. Set the face, and that's pretty much it. Y'all, I'm really sorry this one took so long. I just had a lot to say for this one, but this is the final look and I love it so much. It's so pretty and sexy to me. I would wear this for a date night. It's very neutral. I love you so much. BRB. We'll see each other soon. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Love you.